Good morning and welcome to another marathon training video. My name is Csongei. I've got 4 weeks until the Australian Marathon Championships in Sydney, so this will be my last big week of training before I taper. If you like to see lots of mileage, people talking about their training, then this is a good week for it. I'm hoping to get over 200 kilometres this week. We should be able to do that. I'm starting off today with an easy run. It is a recovery day today. I ran a 44k trail race as my long run yesterday. Usually I don't run so steep a terrain for my long run. There was a lot more walking than I usually do in a long run. It's just hills that were just too steep to run. I thought maybe my legs were no good when I was doing the hills, but as soon as the terrain got better, I was fine again. So it was just a very difficult course. I've got quite sore shins on the outside of my shins, which is sort of normal for when I run sort of the rocky trails. You know, there's a lot of micro tears when you're running those trails. They're not too bad though. I took a tumble on the way down from the top of the mountain and ended up with quite a large graze on my knee, so that's annoying, but there's nothing structural, like there's no pain or anything with the bones, so should be okay. But anyway, starting off today with an easy run. I'll probably do about 40 minutes. Okay, so Tuesday morning, yesterday afternoon I did a 1 hour easy run to finish off my easier day, and this morning's been a workout. I ran around the Uni Loop, which is a gravel track, 2.2k. The session today was 6 by 2k. Just faster than my marathon pace. So it's really about just doing a long marathon pace run but breaking it up with a rest. It was only a short rest, a 1 minute jog rest, and the jog was around about my warm-up pace, maybe a little bit quicker than my warm-up pace. The times I was going for was about 7 minutes for each one, and my marathon pace is about 7:10, so just a little bit quicker than that. On the third one I did a kick down, just a little bit quicker, down to about 6 minutes 50 for the third one. I probably shouldn't have done that because that made the rest of it feel really difficult. It was meant to make it so the rest felt easy because I wasn't pushing as hard, but it just tired me out and I was pretty tired by the end of it. But got through the session and that's a Tuesday morning done. Okay, so it's Tuesday afternoon, about 200 meters into my run, and I've got a sore shin. So it's only on one side. I think it may be because I twisted my ankle a little bit when I fell on Sunday, and it seems to have been aggravated by the rep session this morning. So I'm not going to run this afternoon. Going to ice it and put some compression on it, and hopefully come good by tomorrow morning. Okay, so Wednesday morning, the shins come good overnight, so I'm able to do my planned training today, which is a fair bit of aerobic running. So Wednesday morning, 2 hour easy aerobic running today. And to finish off a fairly big aerobic day on Wednesday is another easy run, 50 minutes. Now I'll just go through a little bit about the injury that I had. It was sore right at the front of the shin, but rather than being sore right in the middle of the shin like normal shin splints, it was sore right at the bottom there, and it was really 8 out of 10 was enough for me to stop and not run at all. It turns out that after I'd iced it, it was okay, and it was more just through the back here, through that section there, where that was sore, and I guess that's from sort of rolling my ankle during the race a few times. But yeah, that's the only bit that's sore now is through there. Now that I've looked after that, and the knee itself, the graze is getting quite a lot better after 3 days. It's healed up nicely, and I'm able to rest and sleep comfortably. Now I'd like to spend a bit more time talking about injuries. Now I'm not a sports medicine professional or anything, but I have had lots of experience with injuries, and I found quite a few of them have sort of a similar process to that shin injury, in that when might be sore in one area, but you need to spend time not only on that area but on the opposite side. So I'll have a sore hamstring or glute area, make sure I'm working on the hip flexors, so around the front and the side of the hip as well, and vice versa. So I might have a hip injury, work on the glutes and the sides as well. That's just one thing I've picked up. And with most of your training, you'll have most of the stretching focused on the back of the legs, so your calves, hammies and glutes. You sort of be doing them every day, but yeah, you do need to make sure you're doing the opposite side as you go along. And that's why it can be quite useful to do things like a body balance class or yoga, Pilates class, because with those classes they do a bit of everything, so you're not just doing the same stretches all again and again. You do a bit of everything, do upper body and so on, and it all helps. Yeah, and so when I've got a important training session or a race coming up, I will do a routine that covers a bit of everything like that. Yeah, today's run, easy hour this morning, and I'll be doing some reps in the city tonight. Now, before the rep session, I was feeling quite average, pretty banged up, and so I was okay with doing something reps a bit slower than really pushing the pace. So tonight's session was some 400s. Did 2 sets of 5 400s with an easy 400 metre jog in between each set, and then a set of 3 400s after that, all on the 2-minute cycle. Now, to make it a bit easier, the times were about 74s I was aiming for, instead of usually on about 72s or a little bit quicker if I'm really pushing it. So the target was 74s. I did most of them about 73s, and did a couple of 72s, so I was feeling pretty good. I got into the session okay. It was just before the session I felt really average, but once I got into it, all good. So that's a Thursday evening reps done. And with those reps, doing them at about 74 seconds, it's still quite a bit faster than my marathon pace. So marathon pace is about 85 seconds per 400, so doing them at 74s, nice solid session, get some speed in the legs. This morning, doing an easy hour, first thing on Friday morning. Okay, Friday afternoon, an easy 10k, and that will be all of my running done for the weekdays this week. The reason I'm doing an easy day today is because I'm planning on doing a tough session tomorrow, long marathon type session. I'll be doing 20k along the beach. I'm going to do that as a build. Now, I'm not sure whether to keep that as a build where I start off slower than marathon pace, get to marathon pace by halfway, and then go a little bit quicker than that, or change it, because it looks like I'll have a headwind on the way back. So I might just build it to marathon pace and then just hold it from there at marathon pace, which is 3:35 k's is what I'm aiming for. So we'll see how we go. If it's quite windy, that'll work as a build anyway, just trying to hold the pace into the wind for the second 10k. Now, it is a very nice day today, 1 week left of winter, and it looks like we've got through it without being injured, which is something new for me. Pretty much the last 4 or 5 years in a row I've been out with injury or illness through winter, and been in not the best shape this time of year. So hope I don't jinx myself, hope I can get through the next week. But yeah, looking good for the marathon in 3 weeks' time. Saturday morning, beautiful day. No real wind to worry about, so I was able to to do the session as planned, and that was to do 5k at 3 minutes 40 pace, 10k at 3 minutes 35, which is about my marathon pace, and then 5k at 3 minutes 30. So that was the planned session. And yeah, I managed to do that about 3 minutes 40 for the first 5, then 3:35 for the next 5, and then I got down to about 3:32, 3:33 for the next 5. Next 4 I did 3:28s and then a 3:22 to finish. So, you know, really solid session, nice confidence builder. I was getting a bit worried that I'd be able to hold that marathon pace for the whole way, thinking, well, is this a bit ambitious, 3:35s? But, you know, once I got into the groove of things, it was fine. The second 10k just went, you know, pretty comfortably. There was quite a few people from Parkrun that I got to say hello to, like at the West Beach Parkrun and at the Seacliff Parkrun. The run was from Seacliff just past Henley Jetty and back, so that was a 28k run because I did a 4k warm-up, 4k cool down for the Saturday morning run. My legs feeling okay, a bit sore and really tight, the tendons on the back of my legs, so I'm going to have to work on them today. But apart from that, good session. Okay, and I'd also like to mention that there were some triathletes out there this morning, so it wasn't just the park runners. Lots of Adelaide athletes out there today, so yeah, it was good to see lots of familiar faces along the coast. Anyway, Saturday afternoon, real easy run, about 35 to 38 minutes, just to get the blood flowing, do some more stretches. And the good thing about having done the easy run on a Saturday afternoon is I know that Sunday morning it's going to be feeling a bit better, having had the night's sleep to recover. So Sunday morning I'm doing a 2-hour run, not doing a super long run like I did last weekend, the trail race, 3 hours 47 Sunday run. The main session this weekend was the 20 kilometre build. So it's 28k yesterday, and that was an hour 45 for the total session. And today is only going to be just over 25 kilometres in 2 hours, so a fair bit slower. We're still getting lots of aerobic work done. Basically doing the same day as Wednesday, except running it in reverse. It was an easy 50-minute run, so that makes it pretty much the same as Wednesday for the Sunday sessions. Total for the week, 15 hours, so 204 kilometres. That's going to be the biggest week for this build-up. From next week, I'm going to be following pretty much the same program as this week. For next week, it's going to be long sessions on Tuesday and Saturday, with short reps on the Thursday session, with easy running in between. But the distance overall will be less. The sessions will be a bit easier, and the total mileage will be a bit less, so probably 170 to 180 k's for next week. If you're wondering why I've got the fish here, it's quite important if you're injured to have something else that interests you. Being injured when you're training for marathons is really the worst thing mentally. Getting out there and doing the hard work is one thing. It takes a lot of mental energy just to get out there and do it every day. But when you're injured, you can really suffer mentally. So it's good to have some other interests that mean that you can take your mind off running when you're injured, because that's when you. It's good to have a bit of a break mentally. If you're injured and don't have any other interests, you're just thinking about running all the time, thinking about how you're injured, and you just might be stuck on social media or whatever. it's important to have other interests, so hobby. You might have a family that keeps you very busy, or a job that you like doing that you can easily transition into when you're injured. But it's important not to use all your mental strength while you're injured. It's good to have a break, and then you use your mental strength to get back into your training again after you're all better again. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.